So there's no surplus with fully funded.
No, never. No,
They just take it as profit.
What you have, you've paid out, which includes everything they do plus their profit.
Yeah.
The surplus, and I've seen a group that in the first year, 50 employees, I've seen a group save $500,000 in the first year of a self-insured program. And that is because they had good oversight. And with that $500,000, again, you can improve the benefits.
Right.
You can offer more. You can offer no copay, no deductible. Vision coverage could be different. You can put that in as an extra. You can have, again, all the same benefits that you would see in a fully funded insurance plan. You can put into your self-insured plan at a much lower cost.
So my experience, as far as I'm aware, I've only ever been part of companies that were fully funded. So as far as like my personal experience, if I were to be part of a company that decided to change to self-insured, how would that affect me as an employee?
The chances are, hopefully, the scenario is that you don't notice the difference.
Okay.
You don't notice a difference. One thing that self-insured employers often do is they will rent a network from a larger insurance company. They will rent the Blue Cross network.
Okay.
Which means every Blue Cross, everybody that has all providers who have a contract with Blue Cross will accept you, and the payment that you make will meet their.
And I'll still have a Blue Cross
you get the fancy
card.
You get a Blue Cross card, yet Blue Cross is not paying the bill.
So I may very well have already been part of a self-funded insurance, especially if you're saying 75% and just not aware of it because
It's
I had.
possible depending upon the company size. Because prior to the ACA, it was not as prevalent as it is now.
Yeah.
And again, the ACA allowed smaller companies to do it because you don't have to follow a lot of the state or federal insurance mandates. You have to the one thing you have to follow is the ERISA requirements, which is the Employees Retirement Income Securities Act, which is just make sure that everybody's paying it correctly, or it's getting paid in a fashion that the federal government wants. These days, the federal government actually has put in some new language, which has been, or should be, and we hope it continues to be enforced. It should be better for self-insured people because the major insurance companies have been very loath to allow you to look at your data.
Sure.
Even though it's yours and you're a self-insured company, they don't want you always to see what they're doing.
They don't want to see the man behind the curtain, so to speak. They
the great and powerful has spoken, and they want that to continue.
The less their clients know of the process, the more empowered they are to both retain that client and make decisions on behalf of that client.
Exactly. And where the rub comes in is if you have this rented network, and you can have an agreement where they also do the administration. It's called an ASO, an Administrative Services Only contract, where they do that also, so you don't need the TPA in the middle. But if you have that ASO agreement, what you really have to be careful of is it's not their money. So they honestly don't really care what it costs. Unfortunately, they are not looking out for you or your boss.
So then why would you do it that way?
Because you need
that fancy card.
That's it.
And some people feel like they must have a network behind them. We have all become, and my partner has often said, we have all become seriously network dependent. And that network dependency, in this case, you have to be careful because, again, they can spend your money and they don't really care.
We've been programmed to think, right, like that through the last few decades of healthcare, like you can't get service if you don't have the right card. You won't get taken care of if you don't have the right card. And that's the prospect of that is frightening, and so you think, okay, healthcare is what it costs. I guess I'll go with one of the big boy and make sure I'm in a network that don't have to worry about that.
That is often the case.